Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and have had a good start to the week. I'm going to do a mid-week review or market outlook. So at times when you see certain things like geopolitical events, tension in the world, right now that is happening in the form of the war between Iran and Israel. When that happens, you see the markets react accordingly. So at times it's good to wait for Monday to close, and let the market settle a little bit. At times, even sometimes let Tuesday settle as well, depending on what's happened and how the market reacts on Sunday and Monday. At times you get big gaps. But yeah, we're going to give a midweek review to see what what's happening so far. Okay, now this week we have had retail sales. Yesterday was the first big dollar news for the week, and then later in the week from today we have unemployment claims and the FOMC. So when you have a FOMC come and release the rates, that is the biggest event, one of the big events, one of the big three they call it. So FOMC, NFP and CPI. Generally speaking, you want to trade Monday, preferably sometimes Tuesday, but on Wednesday before the release of FOMC, you want to try to maybe avoid the markets or enter in new positions, because the markets can sort of beforehand be quite choppy and then react quite aggressively, and even gap past stop. So this week I haven't done anything. I haven't really looked at the markets. There were some good opportunities yesterday, however, that I saw, but because as you can see, prices came into. So the candle we're looking at is this candle here, the black one, as the green one is this week's candle so far. The black one came into the sell side liquidity, which is our target. And when price comes to sell side liquidity, you usually want to wait to see a reaction to know if the market wants to continue lower or wants to reverse. Now, as you can see, when price came into this liquidity area here, we have Friday was a nice candle. It tried to push higher and didn't really do much. And then Monday's candle was a pin bar, which is a bullish reversal candle structure. So you could have anticipated a bit of a pull or upwards or bullish run into. We have here a volume imbalance and also a fair value gap. So I'll just mark that out here for you. That would have been upside targets if you were looking for dollar to move higher. So euro dollar and cable had nice short yesterday. Last week, as you can see, we did predict that price would maybe go lower from here. It did then take Friday's high on Tuesday and move lower on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yesterday we saw price come into this area. So the price is now in a key area. This is make or break for this for dollar, but we do think that it's going to continue to move lower. So predictions will be FOMC might not do too much, but I'm expecting it. If it does do much, it will be in the bearish manner. So once again, longs will be looking for on the dollar pairs. But if you want to look at quickly what yesterday's price action showed. So we have for Monday we had a change in state of delivery by price breaking above this structure here, and then here is a fair value gap. Price did sort of consolidate in London, take London lows into this fair value gap and then push higher. So once you see this candle here, 1 o'clock, that would be basically to take longs. You can see that's a clear sign to take longs from 2 p.m. onwards. So if we go to probably euro rather than going to cable's shown a bit of weakness. So if I very quickly show you here, euro has been trending higher for the past few days, and even if you go to the weekly, last week was a very, very bullish candle breaking above a bullish fair value gap. So euro is now the stronger of the two. So you would look to long euro yesterday. You look to long euro this week or short pound yesterday. So let's look at pound very quickly. Yeah, you can see that yesterday's bearish candle was much bigger than the bearish candle for euro. So after I said 1 p.m. candle was a sign to go short. So once you see this candle here, that was a time to take shorts, both on euro and on cable and on euro as well. So now looking for price to potentially move the other way. As you can see, price has now come into a fair value gap on the daily time frame in here. So I expect price in the next today and Thursday, Friday to attack the highs up here. Similarly for let's look at gold. We're looking for gold to make new highs later this week or early next week. I'm expecting price to attack 3,500 to the upside to make new highs. Price is currently resting in a bullish fair value gap, and yesterday's candle did take Monday's lows and then close above, which means that we are definitely looking for price to move higher. We didn't see a big move higher, opening in the market did open a bit higher, but has then retraced. So now what we can look for is price to break above this candle. So it closed above this candle. That is my cue to go long, pull back, and then go long from there. So I'm looking for longs on euro and on gold. Nasdaq, if we very quickly look at this, so last week's candle, once again, it's actually now formed a swing high that it might show that it wants to retrace now, because price is failing to push high. We're getting some moves where you can take longs short term, but price is, if we look at this here, failing to close above here. It spent 3 weeks in this position here. So we can now, if price closes like this on a weekly time frame, I want price to come back into this fair value gap that I mentioned a few weeks ago. A move in there before moving higher. Price is struggling to move anywhere really. So what we're seeing now on the daily time frame, Monday's candle was a bullish engulfing. So you would have thought that price would move to the high then. However, yesterday's candle was bearish. It was, however, an inside bar, so we would maybe wait to FOMC to see how this will close, or how FOMC will influence this, and then FOMC comes just before, a couple of hours before the candle closes, which will let us know if price wants to move to the downside, as I do predict. But to the downside, there's not much in the way of support. Only thing is, we have, of course, this fair value gap, which lines up with the weekly fair value gap, and also we have this order block here, which I will draw out just here. So that will be a downside target, and then also the lows which make up this weekly fair value gap is also a next target. So on this, I'm definitely leaning towards a short-term bearish push. Just because we are, as you can see here now, we've broken some structure here. We are holding below a 1 hour fair value gap just in here. So at the very least, price should attack these lows from here, midnight lows here, or midnight UK time lows here, and then we've got the lows in here and here. So yeah, want to see a short-term push down before we can resume higher on this. But yeah, I'm bullish on cable, bullish on gold, and of course that means I'm bearish on the dollar. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful week, guys. I hope this trading analysis does help you to make money this week. Have a wonderful week.